Hello everyone, welcome back to part 18 of the web development in Python with Django. In the previous tutorial, I showed you how we can simply upload images inside our Django project while we are writing or creating some kind of article, tutorial or whatsoever. It's only a post, and the post might be anything. It might be your product, it might be your article, your blog stuff, or anything else you would like it to be. So I show you that it's pretty easy to expand functionality while adding some code lines inside our code without creating new applications or etc. So right now I decided to cover different stuff. Nowadays, almost all websites has the subscription button when the user isn't required to register his account to be subscribed into the newsletter. And the newsletter can be anything from new tutorials, new articles, new products, anything you can imagine. So I decided that it would be great to add such a functionality because sometimes users would like to have this option. For example, I have this option in my own website, and I really see that people like to subscribe to my newsletter because, well, they do not benefit as such while registering, or simply they don't want to register. First, let's go back to my code and minimize this, and we'll begin by creating a template. So right now, usually subscription buttons usually are at the end of the website, where there's an input for the subscription email. So let's go to my website and let's go to my main application. I have a templates, main, and here is footer. I already created this one template for you. So this is pretty easy. There is a form that asks us to give us name, email, and submit button. After this, there is additional rows where we can type any information we would like, maybe disclaimer, information about, or anything you want. And here is a link, copyright link, that gives us the year. So right now I created this footer and it's pretty easy. It's only a HTML, pure HTML code, and we would like to add this to our website. So to have this footer in all the pages, I go to my header, and here at line 38, I'm creating an additional line where I type that I would like to include the main footer HTML template. And if I press save, it should already be included. If I go back to my website, I hit refresh page, you can see that there is disclaimer, information, and about, but there is no field where is register with a name, an email, and submit to subscription. This is the reason that registered users don't need to be subscribing. They can do this in their own profile. So to do so, I need to log out. Let's go back to my footer, and there is a subscribe button. I'll remove this for now, only to refresh this page. No action. Okay, I go back, I press refresh, and you can see it appeared your name and your email address, and subscribe for your newsletter. If we enter such, it will be submitted to our website. And right now we can implement this kind of functionality. So to show all this style stuff, I already added some lines in our CSS. And if you like to see what I added, you can go to my text version tutorial or GitHub page where I upload my code on each tutorial. I'm not showing this right now. It's only CSS code for styling. So as you saw before, it prompted me an error that there is no subscription URL. Subscribe URL. So let's create one. Let's go to my users URLs, and I go here, and I already have this created for you not to waste our time. So I'm simply gonna uncomment this, and it links to subscribe function that we have in our views. And if I'll go here, I'll also already created this, but this is doing nothing yet. It simply redirects us to home page. Let's save it and let's go back to my page and let's see if this works. If I press test and I'll type anything from test at test.testing, it should submit this, and it redirects me back to homepage. That's right, that's exactly what we wanted, as you saw, because it simply redirects to homepage. But Right now, we would like to submit an information into our database. This means that we need to create some kind of table in a database. To do so, we go to our models, and I already have some code here that we need to comment simply. That's a new model, subscribed users. And this is created by name, email, and when the subscription was made. So we'll add all the users that are here. So I save this, and I'll need to make migrations to apply these changes into our database. So I open another terminal, manage B, make migrations, and then I'll create another migrate command, and this should be already there inside our database. Right now, we can continue on expanding our subscribe function. That's the main function that we need to implement. But first, I go to the top of this, and I need to uncomment some lines. It's a validate email and validation error. So we'll use this to validate if the user typed the correct email format, and this will prompt the error if it's not. And also we need the models that I created right now inside our database. So we'll use it later. Subscribe use. Let's go top to the bottom. And now it's pretty easy. You saw that I need name and email of the user, at what time they were subscribed. So I type a name and also an email, and they are equal to something. And here is a simple command as a request.post. And here will be I get, and we'll use a name. So I type name, and here will be an email. Right, next we need to check whether the name or typed email is not an empty field. If there's some kind of information. To do so, we type if not name or not email, we type a messages.error. And here is a request, and usually we type some kind of error. I'll type you must type legit name and email to subscribe to a newsletter. Right, that's kind of informative, and after that we do a redirect. Okay, next, if we pass this field, we need to check whether this user already maybe has account in our database between the users with the same email. It shouldn't be allowed to let such a users register into our page. So I need to check if get user model objects, and here we apply a filter where email will be equal to email, and we grab a first, because usually it will be only a one email if there will, because we have a unique stuff in our database. And now we need to add another line, and I'll use same message error, and instead of this one I'll type a different information. I'll type found registered user with associated email. We type it, email, and here you must log in to subscribe or unsubscribe or unsubscribe. That's cool. And now we'll, instead of redirecting it back to home, we'll try to redirect it back to our home page. To do so, we'll type a request meta that, here we'll try to redirect it back to a previous page. And if we can find any previous page, we'll redirect it back to our home page. Not like that, like that. And here will be a HTTP refer. And here is a home page. Nice. If we pass this field, we don't find any users, we can go to another step where we gonna check if the user is already subscribed or not to our newsletter. So it's pretty simple. Subscribe users will be equals to subscribed users objects filter, and here we check email if email equals to email. And the same as before, we grab only first one. So if subscribe user, if we find anything, we also give him an error and redirect it back to the previous page or our home page. Right now we can type something different as this email address is already subscribed. That's cool. If there is no such user in our subscribed users, we try to validate this email. We do a validate email function. If everything works, it will not throw us an exception, but if there is something wrong, we'll get a validation error SE, and we can print this error. So messages error, and here is a request, and it will be messages 0 and redirect it back to our home page. I'll copy it, paste it here. Now, as you can see, there is no get request method. This means that we are not using it. So here, after this step, our subscriber email is valid. At this step, what is left is to save this user inside our database. So I can type that subscribe modal instance equal to subscribed users. I need to get the modal instance, and now I can save it. I can attach the name of it to unsubscribed username, email also to it, email, and here I need to save it. And now what is left, we can leave a success message. Success request, and here I type something like email was successfully subscribed to our newsletter. And next, what is left is simply to redirect user back to homepage, or we can redirect it back where it was instead. Like that. I save it. Now we can try to go to our website and try to subscribe with a valid email. I'll use my own email because I'm not using it anywhere else. So it will be something like testing, and it is my valid email. I press go. Oh, first error. Let's see where it is. It should be first. Right, let's fix this. Let's go back again and let's save it. So that's cool. It messaged me that I was successfully subscribed to a newsletter. That's amazing. That's exactly what we were expecting. And if I go to my admin user, I log in there and I go to my admin panel, there is no way how to check what users subscribe to us. So we can add this functionality. So I go back to my users admin where we register different stuff here, and here I need to import subscribe users modal. I save it, and here I'll need to type admin site register subscribed users. Save it, and right now if I go back to my admin panel, I hit refresh, I can see all these users. There is only one user. But what if we would like to see email name and when it was created? We need to do a small modification here. So here I'll create a new user, subscribe user admin, and here will be admin modal admin, and here is a simple list display that is equal to list where is email, then is a name, it should be equal list email name and created date. I hit I need to also register it. this new object, I save it, and if I go back, I can hit refresh, and as you can see, it appeared here. And what most importantly, I'm interested in a date when it was created, when it was subscribed. And if I click on this user, I can see only this information, but that's enough for us to know about our subscribers. We would like to know only the name and email. Let's go. So as you can see, it's pretty simple to implement this functionality, how to collect the subscribers of our users without asking them to register on our website. So that's exciting, and as you can see, it's straightforward, and you need only one function. As always, there is easy way and a hard way. So right now I chose to go with the easy way, but right now we are not benefiting by collecting these emails. So one of the ways how we would benefit from is by letting the admin to send some kind of newsletter for them. And this is the second part of this tutorial, to create such a functionality. As always, I go back to my website, and here I go back to my code, and right now this part will lay in the main application, and I can close everything. I minimize it, and I go to my main URLs here, and there is a newsletter already created, new URL for our newsletters. So I'll uncomment this, and I need to create such a function here because it doesn't exist. So I go back to my views, and here I have it. That simply redirects us back to homepage. That's for now. We'll expand this. Right now, we would like to type this newsletter in some HTML way. So right now we have a tiny MC implemented inside our function. So we'll make it the same way we'll type the email structure, the same as we type a new article or tutorial or new record in our website. So I'll need to create a new form, what information we can type in there. So I go to my forms, I scroll to the bottom, and here is a newsletter form I already created. So there will be a subject, what it's about, the receivers, and the message. It's like an email message. And as you can see, as widget, I use TinyMC, and this will allow me to simply type HTML code in my front end. But you know that this form needs some kind of template. So to do so, here I go to my main templates, and here I have a newsletter template already created. That's pretty straightforward and easy template. There is a form that we display as crispy and media, and there is simple submit button that we will be able to submit button, and this way the email will be sent to our subscribers. So let's go to my views and let's expand this functionality. So here is a form that will be equal to newsletter form, and here will be a form field, and here will be our receivers, and it will be an initial, and this will be equal to our subscribed users we have in our database. So we'll need to join them into the list. To do so, I type a join here, and active, I need subscribed users, and I check objects, and I pick all these users we have. And right now we need to collect the list of them, and so I type the active email for active in subscribers. So this way we'll collect the list of our subscribers, email list. And now we need to render all this stuff inside our template. To do so, I don't need this for now, so I'll return render, and here will be, yes, as always, a request. Next will be template name, that will be equal to main and newsletter HTML, and the context, I need to end this, context will be equal to form. That's nice. And if I press save, I hope my server is running. It's reloading, so I can reload it. Yeah, it started. Let's go back to my website, and I type a newsletter. we don't have any field. Let's stop at this point and I go back. I hit newsletter. I minimize. Let's see what will receive the form. Oh, I see. It's a fields. That's right. Let's save it. Okay. So I don't need to go here anymore. Form fields, and that's it. We go to our newsletter, we refresh, and we received our form where we're gonna type a message. So here can be any subject we want, blah blah, and here is blah blah also. That's cool. But if I'll try to send it, nothing happens. It still returns me back to where we were. So at this point, we need to create a post request where we're gonna submit this form. So I go back to this function and I type if request method is equal to post. And if it is, we're gonna receive another form that it's pretty simple, similar to this, and here will be a request post. Fine, and as always, we check if form is valid. It's valid, nice. And if it is valid, we need to get some information as a subject, receivers, and email message. So to do so, it's the simplest way is to grab these, go here to here, and I'm gonna remove everything like that, and I copy this here, and it's equal to form.cleanData.get, and here will be, and here I need to split these by a column because there's a string list given to us and we need to work around with that. Right now we have a subject, receivers, and message, and we need to construct the mail here. So it will be equal to email message, and here will be a subject, email message. Yeah, I need to change this to email. It will be more informative, email message, here like that. And here will be a string, and here is usually a Python, and this will be equal to my email. You can type yours if you want, but this is simply a request user email, the sender email. And the last step here is to type a BCC, so the receivers won't get the other users. It will be hidden from the receivers. Sorry, receivers. Nice, so we constructed a mail. We need to say that the content type is HTML, content subtype, and it's equal to HTML. Instead, it will send a string, and when we would like to render it beautifully, so we choose to send our HTML. And now we check if mail sent. So if the email was sent successfully, guess what we do? We type a message. Wow, I don't have messages here yet. Maybe I go to the I need to increment some stuff here. So I'll have messages, email message, and subscribe users. Email message, duplicate. What's my email? From email message, I don't have such as email message. Oh, whatever, we don't need it. By expat, what is this? What is this? I don't know. Why they're here? I don't know. Messages, that's enough to me. So messages success, and here is our request. And here will be an email sent successfully. Otherwise, there will be an error. So we type error, request, as you might think, and here there was an error sending email. We are not sure what error it might be, but we would like to tell this. And otherwise, we're gonna type the whole errors. So where's my, oh, I don't have these here. I need to go to my users. Yeah, users, views, and where I type errors. I use like that, and I type the same here. I increment it a little bit. From error values, I type this message. And last thing here is to return redirect to a homepage. Nice, nice. And yeah, that's it with this function. And if I type everything correctly, we can try to test this out. So I go back to my website, I save it, and so on. We go here and I type testing. Just okay, to see if HTML works, I'll try to do just a test, and here another line. Cool. And this is my email. If I type send, it's thinking email sent successfully. That's nice. That's exactly what I was trying to expect. Let's go back. Let's go to my email. Python, this is email. Nice, we received the email, but I can see it's, for some reason, it's not HTML, but as you can see, we received it. Let's go back to my code. Okay, here is our error, content subtype. So as you can see, it sent a HTML, but in text format. That's what I was talking about. Right now, it should send me a normal HTML. So let's go back and try it again. And if I go back to my newsletter, I'll send exactly the same email. Send email sent successfully. That's nice. And I go back to my homepage. That's amazing. As you can see, it worked just as I was expecting. Now we are able to allow users to subscribe to our newsletter. Also, we can expand these newsletters to add the already users that are subscribed to a newsletter through their accounts. So that's also an easy way to do so. But then we could merge the subscribed users and registered users that are subscribed into the same list, and all of them are gonna receive our newsletter. Also, it's possible to use a for loop, send email to each user by adding his name or surname or some different details that are specific for a user. It's up to you how you're gonna implement this. And this was pretty exciting, and as you can see, it was pretty easy and not that long tutorial, and really straightforward how to implement this subscription stuff inside our Django website. And this tutorial was about that. I really hope you liked it, you enjoyed, and this will be useful for you. And if so, please like this video, share it, subscribe to my channel, and this should help me to grow. And now, that's it for this tutorial. We are getting closer to the end with this Django series, and I think that next tutorial will be about how we can move our project to another database that will be PostgreSQL, and how we can move our stuff to a production server. And if I'll have any ideas before that, what is important, what we could cover before doing this migration to a production server, I will cover it. But if not, the next tutorial might be the last one. Otherwise, it left one or two until the end. And this will be a great tutorial series about Django, fully functional website. Thank you again for watching, and we'll see you in the next part. Thank you and see you later.